The Chosen Season 5 is about to be accessible to every single one of you guys, and we have to talk about it. If you didn't catch the new season in theaters, don't worry, you're not alone. Unfortunately, millions across the globe are still desperately waiting for The Chosen Season 5 to be accessible to them. But let me tell you, when you finally watch it, it will absolutely be worth it. Because as the box office success proves, Season 5 might be the best season of the series so far. If you didn't know, the season was released in 3 parts starting March 26th, and it's blown past box office expectations, grossing $60 million globally. To put things in perspective, know that this is more than seasons 3 and 4 combined. I mean, that's absolutely crazy, and honestly, very impressive. Personally, what I loved about this season in particular is that we did not get all the episodes at once, and I mean that in a good way. Instead of binge watching in one sitting and letting it all blur together, we go and get to sit with each part, let it sink in, and then come back for the rest. Personally, I believe this made the entire season much more impactful. Even better news is, this will be the trajectory of the season moving on to the streaming as well. You heard it right. The Chosen Season 5 is finally coming to the streaming, and yes, it will be as good as the theater release, if not better. Dallas Jenkins explained that on Prime Video, the episodes will be released in 3 waves. First, we'll get the first 2 episodes on June 15th. Then, the next 3 episodes drop on June 22nd. And finally, the last 3 episodes will land on June 29th. As you can see, that's the same pace as they were released in theaters. And I really like that we're all kind of walking through this season together instead of racing ahead. Plus, this will give me the chance to cover each episode on my channel together with you guys. So stay tuned for that. Now, I know that even though streaming is better than theaters when it comes to accessibility, it is still not as accessible as many of us would like. I mean, after all, we are all used to watching this show on the Chosen app for free. So yes, I admit that it is a bit annoying to be forced to wait longer this time for international free accessibility. However, I think we should all realize that this is a business in the end, and for it to be sustainable, some compromises had to be made on the way. Recently, Jenkins said that thanks to a special deal with Prime Video, they're trying something new, which basically means that Season 5 won't be available on the app for 90 days after the Prime release. I don't know about you guys, but I'm absolutely okay with that, especially if it helps the show grow and reach more people. Jenkins said it best. Typically, when it comes to a streaming platform like that, it would be exclusive for a really long time before it goes anywhere else. Now, let's talk about what actually happens in this season and why you should all be excited for it. This is the season of the Last Supper. In other words, this is basically the season of betrayal, of sorrow, and of course, sacrifice. It picks up right as Jesus is welcomed into Jerusalem, and I guess the rest is history. I don't want to spoil you a lot about what to come next, but I have to mention that what really got me this season was how much attention they gave to Judas's internal struggle. I mean, do not be surprised to see that he's not just some villain lurking in the shadows. In fact, I think we can clearly see that he's a trouble-torn man who is struggling to come up with the right decision. And I know this is a very controversial issue, but still, even in terms of cinematic perspective alone, it was a major delight to watch. But let me know what you think about it. I mean, there's simply so much happening under the surface this season, and I feel like Paris Patel, who plays Matthew, described the vibe perfectly. I would describe this season in 5 letters. Chaos. There's just a lot happening. Season 5 kind of elevates the emotion a little bit, and you really see the disciples and followers just trying to navigate what is actually happening. Personally, I really felt all these words when watching the season, but I can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. I also love how this season sparked so many theories in me, especially around Judas, as I just mentioned. Like, for instance, I see that there's been a lot of talk online as many of you guys were asking if he really believed he was helping or if he always knew it would end in death. I've even seen some folks suggest that he wanted to force Jesus into action to spark a rebellion and just didn't realize the consequences. And honestly, all these are very interesting topics to ponder on for me. Another theory I've been thinking about is how the show will handle Peter's denial in Season 6, because that's already being hinted at in Season 5. I mean, there is a lot to think and talk about this season, and honestly, a part of me cannot wait for all of you guys to access to it so that we can all talk about it. But let me know if you are as excited as I am. For more weekly updates, analysis, and discussions on The Chosen, make sure to like and follow. Meanwhile, the video on the screen might also interest you.